Why Peg, Frost, and Edgar Wright are more culturally diverse than other comedies? The Cornetto trilogy is culturally diverse, but not in the sense of main cultures. By this, I mean that they seem to focus on one or two different cultures, the lower class people of England and the middle higher class.
One of these cultures, which would be the lower class, work well with making a connection to the target audience. This is because the audience can look at the culture and main characters and relate to their problems. For example, Gary King from The World's End and all the characters from Throne of the Dead can be seen as the average person and can be related to, which is quite good for a comedy. It creates a connection with the audience.
Codes and conventions of comedies and what we are expecting. In comedies, you would usually expect the main character to not be very smart. Their life is not in a great position in life, and they're usually either depressed or going through denial, like Gary King in The World's End. At first, you can see that his life is in a very depressing condition. His friends have moved on and left him behind in denial, stuck in a 40-year-old's body while being his teen self. It's a little different in the film Hot Fuzz. Nicholas Angel, or Simon Pegg, is very smart, and he's a very successful police officer, and his friend Danny Butterman, played by Nick Frost, is the unintelligent partner that makes the film have a lot of its comedy effects. This pair works well together, as they're in the same line of work, yet they are completely opposite to each other.
Another thing that we expect to see in comedy films is juxtaposition. I can't pronounce that properly. Things that would not go together in normal situations, such as a 40-year-old man going on a drinking spree like an 18-year-old, or a top commanding officer of the law in a small village in the suburbs, or even zombies running around the streets of London. I can't say it properly. Juxtaposition is what helps make a comedy film funny. Without it, it may just be showing regular, everyday occurrences that are not funny to people watching.
Elaborate on why the conformity metaphor works in these films. What is the metaphor? Why have they chosen to do this? The films in the Cornetto trilogy use a conformity metaphor because they have a clear message throughout all the films that stand out, and the films are about conforming to everybody else, about following the rules of society and taking orders from all the people in charge. The people who are trying to control everybody in order to make the world how they see fit. If anything steps out of line, then these people take charge and action will be taken. Like in Shaun of the Dead, the conformity is the zombies, in Hot Fuzz it's the NWA, and in The World's End it's the robots. It's always about rebelling against the bigger man, and you know this because in the film, The World's End, Simon Pegg, who is playing Gary King, say to the leader of the robots, "We are the human race and we don't like being told what to do." Also in the film Hot Fuzz, in the fight scene at the end, this is representing fighting back and sticking up for the people who don't want to be a part of a corrupt system. Some comedy films follow standard conformity. For example, the film Police Academy follow a similar conformity as well to the plot in Hot Fuzz. In both films, they conform to a way of life, trying to impress their betters but fail to do so. Hot Fuzz, Simon Pegg transferred for being too good, Police Academy, trying to fulfill a role that they cannot.
In all the films, the main character are either trying to grow or better themselves, except in one case where the main character, Gary King, is trying to stay young or recapture his youth, but his friends want him to grow into a better person. In Shaun of the Dead, Shaun is trying to better his relationship with Liz, but cannot do that unless properly motivated, or is, close to losing everything. It takes a zombie apocalypse for him to realise the error of his ways and change into a better person. In Hot Fuzz, Nicholas is always trying to better himself in the police force and try to be the best of the best. But as he gets transferred, he realises that it might not be the only way to better himself and solve why strange things are happening in the small village. And that is our top-up activity.
Thank you.